Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we have a really exciting video. It is the start of my 26 books I want to read in 2026. This is going to be part one of many parts. I am dead set on meeting this goal this year. So you're going to go on this journey with me. I hope you guys enjoy these spoiler-free reading vlogs and let me know if you have any recommendations you'd like to see. But I can't wait to start filling in and completing my 26 books I want to read in 2026.
Take a look out the window.
I haven't started reading yet, but look how cute this little illustration is. Like, they both have their little skates on.
Together like I did before. Think that I said this a few times. Even with that, has it ever felt right? I swear that this has happened every moment.
Hold on. Let's take a step back. Very first page, we get Alec's POV, and I'm a preface that I don't know exactly what this book is about. I just know that it's childhood friends, two lovers. He's freaking out right now because Danny, the FMC, is moving back to their childhood town. That's not the point. The point is, Alec says, I had a cousin, that's past tense, why is it past tense, who neurotically made playlists for every waking moment of her life, and that slightly obsessive habit had rubbed off on me to the point that I couldn't deal with the harshness of reality anymore unless I rolled it around in music first. Is this not better than the movies? Am I mistaken? Like, is that not kind of tying? I don't think this was meant to be sad, but like that kind of like hit me in the heart a little. This one sentence saying, because for 1 month of the year she was my best friend. What do you mean 1 month of the year? Why not the other months?
Still you'd rather take it all back. Although you are sunlight, you stay in the shade, and that's it.
You know what's really funny about reading books on the Kindle? You can see other people's highlighted sentences. This one was highlighted 1,495 times, and it's so cute. Like, I get why people highlighted it. It says, everything was wrong if she wasn't happy because Danny was sparkling eyes and contagious laughter. Danny was happiness. We get it. You already love her. But I have a feeling that something is about to happen. That this whole book might be a whole big misunderstanding. Or something, because like, I'm on page 5, by the way.
Cause I'm sure you'll never see it. I'd rather take it all back. For you are sunlight, you stay in the shade, and dance at a corner just to get space. Cause I wanna believe that. I get lost, you go with your day. Slowly getting closer, but you
That's okay. I just finished the first, wait, that wasn't the first chapter. I just finished the prologue. Why was that kind of crazy? Not crazy in like a chaotic way, but crazy like I'm reeled in. I am in this world. I am ready, Lynn Painter. Thank you for writing this book, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. I feel like something about Lynn Painter's writing is just so easy and fast-paced. It felt like I literally read 2 pages, but I'm currently on page 8. Obviously page 8 isn't that far into the book, but you get what I mean. It just felt so fast. So I'm excited to continue on. Alec, the MMC, is a little bit hostile towards our FMC, Danny. Something happened between them and it's not good apparently. So I guess we'll kind of unpack that as they meet each other again after 5 years, but I'm excited.
Hypnotized, I don't know why she got me feeling this way. She's got a way about her. She's got a way about her. I'm mesmerized like every night by every word she'll say. She's got a way about her. She's got a way about her. Yeah, she doesn't know that she's got a hold. She's got a certain kind of gravity, and she doesn't know that I want her so. And when I see her,
Hopefully the audio isn't bad from me speaking all the way down here, but it seems like Danny and her mom have kind of a strained relationship with her grandpa. From all of the information I've gotten so far, I low-key understand the grandpa a little bit. The way Danny sees everything right now, I'm kind of like, it's a little dramatic, but I can't really fault her because she's an 18-year-old girl, so we were all dramatic. But I kind of low-key understand the grandpa, just because of the situation they were in. That's insane.
she's got a way about her. She's the only thing that keeps me in this lonely town. She's got a way about her.
Hi, good morning. It is currently around 7:30 right now. I wanted to give you guys a little update because I read a good bit before I went to bed last night. Please ignore my hair. Like I said, it's 7:30, so I just woke up. Since I'm gonna go work out before work, and I think I'm gonna try to read a little bit as I'm doing my warm-up cardio. I already read a good bit yesterday because I'm on page 179, chapter 21. I'm kind of conflicted. Like, I don't dislike the book, but I also don't think I love the book as much as I thought I was gonna love it. There is a trope that I really do not like. Usually I try to avoid it. It was kind of hard to avoid this time because I didn't know that was like the main part. I'm hoping that it kind of gets resolved before literally the end of the book, but it's not to the point where I'm like, oh my god, I can't read this anymore. Other than that, I'm still enjoying the book a lot. I do have a theory. There's something that's going on between the two characters. I think I know who the third party that is causing the conflict. Reading this gives me like insight on how parents sometimes treat their children in the aftermath of divorce, and I think it's crazy. Like, our MMC Danny is getting a lot of it from her dad, and it just feels really unfair to her. And she used to be such an outgoing kid, and now she's so introverted and she has social anxiety. I don't think I told you guys what this book is about. It follows Danny and Alec. They have been friends or best friends for basically their entire life. Danny's dad is in the military, so she and her mom move around a lot with him, but they would always go home for the summer for a month to visit Danny's grandparents, and that's how Danny knows Alec. They always have that 1 month in the summer where they hang out, but when they were 12 to 13, something happened. She left that summer and hasn't been back for 5 years. Now they are practically strangers. They meet up again when she moves back after the divorce. Things are different, and there is just some underlying tension that just really need to be talked through. Obviously they're high schoolers, and I understand, like, that's just how it is sometimes. Alright, so I finished my workout, took my shower, and ate my breakfast. I actually did get a good bit of reading done while I was working out. I'm currently on page 220. So far, so good. Still nothing terrible. I will say it is really cute. Like, things are getting so adorable between the two, even though they're really denying it. For sure, they're denying it, but it's cute nonetheless. I just think it's funny that, like, they lack the communication, but they're teenagers, and I feel like that's really normal. I just have to keep telling myself that, because every time something happens, I'm like, just talk. Anytime they think of something, I'm like, just ask. It's not that easy. And that's fair. It's not that easy. The lighting is so bad. Like, the camera looks so much worse than it does in person. Oh. There we go. Is that better? That looks a little bit better. Okay, it got super gloomy out of nowhere. I checked the weather and it says it's gonna be raining for the next like 4 days off and on, so perfect reading time. I am currently taking my break from work. I'm going to sit down and read some more. Yeah, I don't know why I started filming this clip, to be honest, because I have no updates for you other than like it's gloomy and I'm on my break, so. Can you hear that siren? It has like a really weird whoop whoop in the middle of the normal siren. I'm really excited to continue. It doesn't feel like I'm reading. It feels like I'm watching a movie in between like Disney Channel and Hallmark. Such a cozy little romance. I'm really happy that I chose this book for the first book of this video. Since last night, there have been moments where Dani has annoyed me a little bit. She seems so judgmental and closed off. I have to keep telling myself that she moved around a lot because of her dad, right? And she never really had a chance to settle and make long-term friendships and relationships and kind of traditions in a sense. She doesn't really understand when these things are happening in this new town that her mom grew up in. She's like not really understanding certain things, and it gets frustrating because it seems like she's kind of acting a little pretentious and judgmental, but I have to keep telling myself that she just doesn't understand, and that brings me down. But that is one thing that I have noticed. Oh, they're so cute and they don't even realize how cute they are. I just need them to talk. I just need them to figure it out. Figure it out. Literally nothing serious is happening, but there's always like little moments or little scenes that has me tearing up. I am such a big sucker for found family, but also like just family. So anything that has to do with family, grief, or just love, I like get really emotional, so I almost actually started crying. Like my eyes started watering and I was like, Lucy, you need to relax. They're just having a conversation. I'm currently on page like 350, so I have about 80 pages left. I'm getting real close, awfully close to the third act conflict that is very typical in Lynn Painter books. So I'm kind of dreading that. Things were going really well. Dare I say, everyone was very happy, but I feel like things are about to explode or implode. Is that the word? Things are about to implode. I just wish we didn't have third act conflicts. I like, that's like one of my biggest wishes as a reader. Can we take that away? Resolve everything without having to, you know, fling shit at a fan? Oh, I know it's about to be so bad. 85%. 85% in. I'm so annoyed. Like, so annoyed. Honestly, there's so much that needs to be resolved already. Why are we adding more? Why are we adding more for no reason, just to make me mad? I haven't read past the conflict, so I don't know how they're handling it, but I feel like it's a pretty easy fix. I don't know where I stopped at the last clip because my mom accidentally butt dialed me. I think I was ranting about the third act conflict. You guys already know. That's about it. I have like 20 pages left, so final stretch of the book. I'm gonna finish it tonight. Let's just finish this book and see how it goes. Like, oh, also, I just found out one of my theories was correct. Like, I thought someone did something and I was correct on who the person was and what they did. So, I mean, it was kind of obvious. I have finished Fake Skating. I feel like I should maybe sleep on it a little bit and then give you guys a rating. I really enjoyed like every single Lynn Painter book I've read so far. I've enjoyed thoroughly. There are things that annoyed me and there are things that the characters do that frustrate me a lot, but I think perfect characters are boring. I kind of respect having imperfect characters and I can appreciate that for sure. At times it felt a little bit cringy and cliche. The cliche part is not the issue because, you know, rom-coms are usually kind of cliche. The cringy part was what really got to me. There are things that these teenagers say that I'm like, I don't think a teenager would say something like this. it's a book, it's fictional. I can't take it too seriously. So I enjoyed it thoroughly overall. I would recommend it. I mean, you guys saw I was crashing out about the third act conflict, but it's fine. It's fine. I was just being dramatic. It's whatever. I knew it was coming, so I kind of put myself in that situation. I keep thinking about how I would catch myself smiling while I was reading this book. Like, I would be subconsciously smiling while reading, and then my conscious would come back and be like, why am I cheesing so hard? Hello! So I've slept on it. I think I'm gonna end up giving Fake Skating a 3.25 star. I feel like when people hear 3-star ratings, they automatically think like it's not a very good rating. I think 3 and above means I enjoyed the book. Anything that reaches 3 means I would reread if I was in the mood for it. Anything below 3, I would never pick up again. So I feel like it's still a good rating. I overall really enjoyed Fake Skating. It was really fast, it was cute, I found myself, giggling. It was just a fun, lighthearted read, but there were things that happened in the book that frustrated me a lot. Sometimes the characters really frustrated me, kind of brought down the score a little bit. What brought it down a little more was the fact that there was a third act conflict. If it doesn't work in the plot or in the story, it feels like it was forced just to have conflict in the book. It frustrates me. At the end of the day, I still really enjoy the book. I would definitely reread it again if I was feeling, a nostalgic YA hockey romance. I do really like the characters, even if they frustrated me sometimes. I still really like them, and I'm happy I read it. Super excited to see the movie. So moving on, I'm really excited because that means we get to clear off one of the boxes in our 26 books I want to read in 2026 page of the reading journal. I think this is going to be super satisfying to kind of fill in the box every time I read one of these books. So looking at this list, I want to stay clear of fantasies because Janelle and I are reading Crescent City 3, and for book club we're rereading the Throne of Glass series. And that doesn't give us too many options because the first few books on the list are new releases that haven't been released yet, and a lot of them are fantasy books or romances, but I'm not really feeling another romance just because we just got done with one. So I think I'm gonna go with one of the more just contemporary fiction, and I'm leaning towards A Man Called Ove. I just thought it over for a little bit. I am going to go with A Man Called Ove by Fredrick Backman, or Bachman? I think it's Bachman, Fredrick Bachman. And I've heard a lot about this book, specifically from Sarah. If you guys watch BookTube, I feel like you know who Sarah is. She raved about this book. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll feel new sympathy for the Guys, I still struggle. I feel like English is my first language, for sure, but I feel like the fact that English wasn't the first language I learned to speak has really caused me to struggle on pronunciation.
Curmudgeon.
Oh, curmudgeon. Curmudgeons in my life. I don't know too much about this book. It's about an old man and a family that moves in next door. My closest friends know this about me, but I am super empathetic, especially towards elderly individuals. If I see an old person outside in public eating by themselves, I would feel sad, even though there's nothing to be sad about. Because in my head, I'm like, oh my god, he's old and he's lonely. No, he could literally be having his alone time away from his crazy family maybe, and that's what he wants. But I'm like, oh my god, he's lonely. And that makes me feel so sad. I'm gonna jump into this one and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'm really excited. It's due time for me to have a good cry. Okay, well the lighting is really bad. So sorry guys. It is currently past midnight. Janelle and I read a good bit for book club. Jasmine is on a trip right now, so it was just Janelle and I, and we read a lot of Crescent City 2. That's not even the point. The point is I read the first chapter. Yes, just the first chapter. I thought he was a lot older than he actually is. Maybe he ages in the book, but in this beginning, in chapter 1, he's a lot younger than I expected. He's like borderline senior citizen. I don't even think he's actually considered senior citizen yet. Also, the first chapter makes him seem really outdated, which seems odd to me because like people his age in my life aren't as clueless as he is with technology. So I just found that kind of interesting. Maybe that's just how Ove is, and he's not very in tune with how society progresses and how technology is progressing, but that was just so funny to me because that whole chapter was just him being so clueless and being just a grump. That's what I've got from the first chapter. I don't think I'm gonna read anymore for tonight. I'm gonna edit a little bit, but I should really try to get some sleep because tomorrow is still a work day. Also, I love the cover of this. Like, floppy, but the cover isn't exactly matte, but it's not shiny either. And it takes up the whole I don't know. I love this. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Sorry for the angle of this. You're like sitting on my car dashboard. This is the only way I was able to get it to stand. It is the weekend. I actually didn't read too much yesterday. I read a little bit before bed. 50%, not 50%. Dear God, not 50%. 50 pages into A Man Called Ove. I know that I set myself up to be sad because I wanted a sad book. I wanted a good cry. But I wasn't expecting to already be sad. Even less than 50 pages in, I already knew. I was like, oh God, like this is about to be really depressing. Especially with it being a middle-aged man. So far, I wouldn't say I'm super like into the book just yet, but I'm interested in seeing how this all plays out because Ove is extremely nitpicky, and it's really funny how strict he is. I wonder why he became the way he became, because it seems like he had a loving family, even though it is like a sad background. His background is really sad, and his present day is pretty sad already. His mentality right now is a little depressing, so I'm hoping it gets better for him. So far, so good. So you may ask why I'm out of the house. Surprise, surprise. I don't come out of the house very often, but it is the weekend, and it's a really nice day out, so I wanted to come out to read rather than like stay home all weekend. And Philip decided he wanted to go rock climbing. We have a gym in a neighborhood we really like about 30 minutes away from us, so we drove out here. He's gonna go rock climbing while I kind of find a bench and read outside for an hour and a half. I have everything I need. I have my books, I have my headphones, I got some water, and I have you guys. Hopefully I get to film a good bit without feeling awkward, but we'll see. In my office, and it's dark out now. I ended up not reading too much. It started getting really gloomy, even though it was beautiful for like 30 minutes. Then the sun disappeared and it got really windy, so it was super cold. I did get some reading done, and then I read some more when I got home. And I wanted to give you guys a quick update because there's some things I want to talk about. I am on chapter 15, page 137. I had no idea where this story was going when I started this book. All I knew was it followed a man called Ove, and that is it. For the entirety of the book so far, I have been sad. It's not one of those breakout in tears, sobbing kind of sad, but more so like an ache in your chest because you're just so sad. And it's not necessarily like the active things happening in the book, but more so just knowing what Ove is going through. He's not saying it because that's not his personality. The last chapter I read, I actually almost cried. I was really close to crying. Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. You know the type of person he is by like chapter 3. So you know he's not going to express the pain, but you just know how much pain from all of the subconscious things that he does, or like his thought process. You know how much pain he's in, but he doesn't outright say it, which honestly hurts more because he's not asking people for help. Oh, I'm actually getting really sad talking about it. I'm telling you guys, I get really emotional when other people are sad, but especially when it has to do with like older generations. I think it's because like my parents went through a lot immigrating to America, so I'm just super sensitive with other older generations' experiences, I guess. I really hope things get better. That is all I have so far. I'm kind of really going through this book super quickly and I'm really enjoying it. It's doing exactly what I wanted. I don't know if there's gonna be a happy ending, so wish me luck. It's been a couple days since I picked up A Man Called Ove. I'm currently on page 200. I don't know if I told you in the last clip what page I was on or what page I ended up on, but the reason why I haven't been picking this up for a couple days isn't because I don't like the book. I actually am really enjoying the book. But I think the perpetual sadness this book puts me in, I'm dreading continuing because I don't know, but I have a feeling that it's gonna get worse in regards to the sadness. Kind of avoiding it in a sense, because avoiding it means Ove gets to stay at page 200 and nothing else. So I don't have to know anything else bad or potentially good. I don't know. Does the potential good outweigh the most likely sad? I have no idea. So that's why I've been avoiding it, but I need to get this finished because I want to get it finished. And I'm sure you guys want to know, if you're watching this video, how I'm gonna react to the rest of this book. Like, I'm so close to being done. I have like 130 pages left. This is how much of the book I have left. This little bit. So I read one chapter. One chapter, meaning I'm on page 206. And tell me why. This book just does not light up at all. The best way to describe how I feel when I'm reading this book is devastated. And not just one type of devastated. Obviously, it's devastatingly sad, but it's also devastatingly romantic and loving. Ove is so bad with his words and is so bad at expressing his emotions, like true emotions, and he might seem outwardly very grumpy, but he loves just as strongly. Everything you learn about Ove while reading this book, you just start loving him more and more, and then you start seeing his negative attitudes as kind of endearing. He's just Ove. You can't take him too seriously, even if he sounds really mean. And I think one of the characters that we have in this book does that, and it kind of shows you that he is caring and he is loving and he is a good person deep down. You just can't be oversensitive to the way he talks to you, and this person doesn't do that, and I love that because Ove needs it. But yeah, I read one chapter and I'm just... just finished a man called Ove. And I sobbed, clearly. I don't think I could do the review tonight. I'm like tired and also just really sad. The way I would describe this book is like devastating and bittersweet. But I'll give you guys my full review tomorrow once I've slept on it a little bit and I know what rating I want to give it. It's gonna be a good rating because I really enjoyed this book. Yeah, I'm just gonna head out for the night. Hi guys, it's actually Friday afternoon now, the next day, and I just got off of work, so I wanted to kind of give you guys the full review of A Man Called Ove. I really enjoyed this book. It took me a little bit longer than I expected to finish the book, but it wasn't because of like lack of enjoyment. It was more so the sadness I knew was waiting for me. And there were some days that I'm just like, work was really long and I don't really want to be sad, blah blah blah. It was always something. This book follows Ove. He is a middle-aged man. I wouldn't say he's elderly, but you learn as time goes on that he may not be exactly who you think he is. He is outwardly very mean, very grumpy. I wouldn't even say mean, actually. Like, he's not mean. He's just a little bit socially awkward. He doesn't try to fit into the social manners that most people do. He kind of is just him, you know? Like, if you upset him, I adore that about him because he just is very authentically himself through and through. You learn about his past, you learn about him in the present, and I love how Fredrick Backman kind of went from the past to the present a lot in this book. It felt really fluid and you got to learn a lot about Ove in those past moments as well as like how he's progressing in his present day. This book is just perpetually sad. From page 1 to the very end of the page, it is just an overhanging kind of like dark cloud because you learn things and you start thinking about what if things were a little bit different? What if this didn't happen? Or what if this person cared a little bit more? You know, like it was a lot of what ifs, and I feel like that's one of life's most damning questions. It's always the what ifs. But this book is so sad, but also has so many topics of love and healing and grief and community. I'm just so surprised that Fredrick Backman was able to fit all of that in a less than 350 page book. I adore Ove. I adore the other characters that you get to meet. You really learn that you really shouldn't judge a person by your first interaction or just by looking at them because you never know what they're going through or what they've been through. I guess the best way to describe it is it's bittersweet. It is such a bittersweet book and I highly recommend it. So that's why I'm going to give A Man Called Ove a 4.5. I think the only reason why it's not a 5-star read to me is like I didn't feel the urge to kind of not even binge read it, but whenever I put it down, it wasn't a sense of like, oh, I really want to pick it up and keep going. But when I did pick it up, I enjoyed the read. Like I always enjoy the read and I knew that if I picked it up, I would enjoy it, but I never had the, oh, I really want to sit down and read this right now. You know, it was kind of one of those things. Again, does not take away the fact that it is such a lovely read. And if you have an Ove in your life, cherish them, protect them, and just, that is it for today's video. I know usually I do 3 books, but I feel like I did a really long review for this video with the 2 books that I did read. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys next week for the next one.